So I want people to know that we work just as hard as everyone else does, and it takes a lot of mental and physical strength to do the sport. It's not just us throwing people around. It takes a lot of mental strength too, and I think people should know more about that.
One of the things that I just really think about when I hear the word cheerleader is that a lot of the times people still say like cheerleading is a sport. I will tell you hands down that these girls are well-rounded athletes. Not only do they balance school and having grades to be able to cheer, which is at least a C, some of them have full-time jobs or part-time jobs. Multiple of my varsity athletes have AWC classes plus these classes, and on top of it still manage to do all of these things. So with our athletes, they are pushing themselves hard every single solitary day.
So I wake up at 5:45 every day, and that's when I get up and take a shower, eat breakfast, and get ready for the day.
I go downstairs to make myself a healthy breakfast, which usually is eggs and oatmeal. Breakfast helps us have energy for the day.
I go to Dutch Bros almost every morning.
Once I'm done with school, I usually end around 12:30, and I go home and I finish any homework that I have.
If it's a practice day, then I go to cheer after that.
And then I go home, eat dinner, do whatever homework I have, and then I go to bed for the night.
So one of the things that we look for in tryouts too, as like we always say that we evaluate them the entire week. So during our tryouts, it's not like they just come and they do like one thing. So we made them learn 3 different motion drills, a cheer, a band chant that no one knew, and a fight song. Even the returners, they have to learn new material. I try to keep it fair for everyone. And the reason I teach so much during tryouts is because I want to set them up for success today in Hell Day. If they can't retain those things that I teach them in that 1 week, then I know that they wouldn't be able to do what we're doing today.
It takes a lot of courage and endurance, because it's really hard to be out there in front of so many people. Every Friday night at competitions, you're in front of a full gym, a full stadium in front of people.
It takes a lot of commitment, because if one of us is not there at practice, then it affects the whole team.
As a cheerleader, we do have to smile and stay positive all the time, because if it's not us smiling, we're going to bring down the crowd. And if it's a competition, if we're not showing like facials is what we call them, if we're not using those, we get points deducted.
Here you have to memorize things, you have to like memorize routines and your cheers, and it takes a toll on your body and on your head, because like sometimes we'll get mental blocks because it's just so much. So I think it takes a lot more than some sports that people would consider a sport more than cheers.
So we're definitely really different from other sports, as we're throwing humans around. We have to trust each other, because they come down wrong, we're both just done for. While other sports, they're throwing balls around. Like it's really different mentally, because we're having to throw other people, and we're having to trust ourselves mentally that we can do that, and we can catch our friend who is coming down at us.
Being the point flyer is like really stressful. It makes me really anxious a lot of the time, but like you have to use those nerves and you have to let them help you, because then that's what makes you do your best. Because if you're not doing your best, then you're not doing the best for your team. You have to make sure you're doing your best so that the team can do your best. It's for everyone, it's not just for yourself.
So during football season, we don't have our competition team really yet, so it's kind of just strictly sideline team. But then once it gets closer towards like basketball time, that's when we start really practicing for competition. And so they do overlap a lot. So on days where you're not practicing for sideline, you're practicing for competition, and then some days you have to practice for both. And so you really have to work hard during those days.
With us in our district, everyone that we compete against is mostly in Phoenix. So every now and again we'll compete against other schools like KOFA or YC, but for the most part it's in Phoenix. But our first AIA game day is in December and it's in Phoenix. We're gonna try to do our bid for nationals, which is done video, and if we make that, then that would be in Disneyland in California, and that would be in February, and our last one would be Pink State, which is in Arizona as well, up in Phoenix.
So in cheer, I've learned time management and having a commitment to a team. It's really team bonding and creating new friends that you could probably have like past high school.
At practice and anything for cheer, we always have to have the positive attitudes, and it has helped me just have a better outlook on things because it helps me find the positive faster.
Being in front of like crowds and like dozens of people for like pep rallies or games or whatever it might be, we have to have that confidence, and so it kind of helps us with stuff like public speaking in the future because we're used to being in front of all those people.
But cheer's definitely taught me a lot about time management. I live about 30 minutes away, so it's made me have to really think about, oh, what am I doing at home to make sure that I'm ready by the time to leave, to be here on time, to be here early for practice. And definitely all of our like different scheduling things about school with cheer and practice have to make sure that everything lines up so I have time for everything throughout the day.
My biggest thing is I hope that I am encouraging to our athletes. I hope that I'm able to set a good example for them. I hope that when they're young adults and they see me, that they'll still come up and be like, hey coach, how are you? If I can do that, then I know that I did some sort of impact on their lives, and to me that's a win-win.
My coach does make a really big impact on me. I know that she supported me, and every time that I'm feeling down or like I can't do something, she pushes me, and for every other girl in this team too, like I know we'll be trying to do stuff and like we won't feel our best, and she just helps us and she gets us there. She's always supported us with everything we do, and I just love her.
She's always there if we need her. Like, we could be having a really hard day, and even though like we're not supposed to bring that into cheer, sometimes it's just bound to, and she always is open to talk and work with her athletes as well.
I like to think that we are just like every other sport, if not. Sometimes I think ours is a little bit more harder because ours is longer and we're tossing people in the air. You know, injuries happen just as much as any other sport, and they have to stay conditioned and eat healthy and sleep well and maintain all of that. A lot of the times these girls have stuff going on in their personal lives. Sometimes it's like maybe their first boyfriend in, or maybe they have something happening at home, or whatever the case may be. But as cheerleaders, they have to put on that face and push through no matter what. So they could come in and be in the parking lot and be having the worst day ever, and then they have to go out there in front of the football crowd and cheer for 4 hours and smile like nothing is going on with them. So it's not only a physical sport, it's also an emotional thing.
It's a lot harder than it looks, and it does take a lot, and we're just as equal as any other sport because we don't only like shake pom-poms on the sidelines of games. We work out, we run, we throw people in the air, or you're the person being thrown in the air. So it's a very dangerous sport, and we risk a lot just to do what we love.
I'm a cheerleader because it makes me happy and it helps me with my physical health and also mental health.
Whenever I was younger, I was a big fan of cheerleaders, especially the NFL, the Dallas Cowboy cheerleaders. And so I always wanted to be one of them. So then now that I'm older, I finally get to do cheer, which is a lot different with them, but it's made me really enjoy. And I continue to do it because I like being able to be kind of a person people look up to. I hope that I could be like a good example for younger kids.
I've been doing like gymnastics and cheer and dance since I was little, and then I started cheer in middle school and I just fell in love with it. So I couldn't imagine not being in cheer, so that's why I keep doing it and I just have a passion for it.
My goal for this year mainly is to honestly get better with like the performance-wise, because I've been more of like on the athletic side, like with tumbling and jumping and all that, and I would like to be like able to perform more, like smiling while I speak. And also I would like to try and get noticed more by like colleges or just different programs that I would like to be a part of.
With our sideline teams, I just want to see everything nice and clean and crisp. We are kind of starting over on some of our stunting, so I'd really like to see some team across the board goals. So like I want 3 libs, I want 3 twist downs, different goals like that as a whole, instead of just one that's really advanced and one that's not. So I really want to work on everyone having advanced stunts. And then with our game day, so actually Coach Jess and I told the kids the other day who we recommended for game day, so that's kind of already in the works as well. And so for that, we're really hoping to get that bid to nationals so that we can go to Disneyland this year and compete there.
This is my senior year and my final year cheering here at Gila Ridge High School, and I'm excited to make memories with my teammates this year and just have a great time cheering at the football games and getting the crowd more engaged.
This season I'm really excited to get some new skills. I'd really like to work on my tumbling and expand on that, and as well as stunting. I'm excited to push myself and make new skills with whatever group I get, and I'm really excited to just push myself this year.
I really hope for our team that we really just grow as a program, as it's a rebuilding year. We lost a lot of seniors, so I really hope that we can build up to those really difficult stunt skills, also like tumbling. I hope we can really improve on that as a whole team, and I really just want us to be able to bond as a family and grow really close together over the entire season.